In this video, we're going to go through the process of making a new reservation. So we're going to go to Reservation tab, click on New. We start by selecting the arrival date and departure date. Here is a list of options you have for market segments preset in the system. Also, you can choose your rate type. If you want to choose a company, if you have a negotiated rate, you can select a company from the list. Or a group if this is a group reservation. This is a great place to come even if you're just doing an inquiry. If you get a phone call and you want to see how many rooms you have available, what the rates are, this is the best way and the fastest way to go. First, if you don't want to make a reservation, you can just click exit and you're out of here. But if you do want to make a reservation, you already have entered arrival, departure, and selected rate and everything, so you haven't wasted any time to re-enter that information. As you notice here, it's a new reservation. We have not selected any room type or rooms at this point. Here are your occupancy percentage breakdown, and the colors on the top of each day correspond to that. Also, you can see some codes over here. If you bring it down to the cursor down to the date, you will see it's a minimum tonight and there is a conference, JD conference. So the messages will appear over here. We can click a room type and the room type is selected. Now we've selected Queen Deluxe and that's the total rate. You can also go down further and select a room by just clicking on that room number line over here. If you change your mind, you don't want to pre-assign a room, you can just click back on the room type itself. The room number is disappeared. So you can change your room selection just by clicking on that on any line from here. You can also at this point change the rate, the scheduled rate. If your rate changes per day and is preset, the system suggested rate will be here, and now you can override it at this point on any day in advance. You can also click this button to see the system suggested rate if you're using the yield management. The color over here, over 90%, is red and corresponds to this. So this is a blue color here, so the system suggests this rate. But you still can override it. So right now we have selected King Deluxe and that's the total of the charges of the stay. Now we can go to the next step by clicking reserve. The reservation is done in steps, and this is step one. Step one is selecting rates and dates, and this is step two, selecting the guest. Every client, every guest you have creates a profile on the system, and we want to make sure we only have one, not duplicates. So first thing we do is we search the system for the name. We can enter just partial of the last name, looking for Knight. This is all the profiles we have on the last name Knight. You can click on if this is a large list, you can click on any of these headers over here to select it by that to make the search easier for you. And also the guest is selected just by clicking on that line. On the right side, you will have the detailed information of the guest. At this moment, you can make any changes. If the email, phone, and everything is changed, you can update that here, make any other requests and notes for the guest. You can also see their previous reservations if they have had any. Let's pick one. If it's not arrived, checked out, cancelled, no show, they will all be here with very detailed information on that stay. You can just go all the way through to the end to see the reason of the stay, rates, rooms, all the information is here. Also, each guest can have preset of request, which will copy into every reservation you make for this guest automatically. The guest can have different membership plans. A change log, it shows the changes made to the reservation, to the guest profile. If the name or the phone or email has changed, you will see those. If you have a scanner, you can also have a image of their ID. So we'll just select the guest. If the guest is not in the list, you can just click on, don't change any existing one. And what you need to do is add, and this creates a new profile, and you can just fill in the information on the right and then click next. For this reservation, I'm just going to pick an existing guest just by double clicking on it. It says title is missing. It's just a notification. Here we can see this is step 2 of 4, and reference would be the third-party confirmations. If it's an Expedia reservation, you want to enter their confirmation or reference number or bookings.com. Second, guest name, contact, comment. Estimated time of arrival. This is useful because it prints on the housekeeping report, so they will know which rooms they need to clean first according to this information. This indicates if the reservation is a VIP, and then you can also select number of children for this reservation. You can see its confirmation number is assigned, the guest, and we go to next step. If you made a mistake, you want to go back, you can always go back and change it to step 2, back to step 3. Here you can select a direct, if this is a direct bill, you can just go to your direct bill list, select a direct bill account. Master confirmation would be a confirmation that's paying for the other rooms, mainly for group bookings. If you don't have any, just go to next step. This is step 4, the last step. Source is mandatory on the system. Just select the source, reason or purpose of the stay. If you have an agent, you can select the agent from the travel agent list. You can search by name or by IATA number. And the commission percentage is defaulted, and finish, the reservation is made. There are 4 boxes: booking information, guest information, check-in, payment option, and marketing. At this point, any information that you enter during this reservation, you can change here. So if you decide there is no direct billing account or you want to change it, you can do it at this point. Same for the travel agent, segments, source, any of those information is preset. You can assign a no tax, allow food and beverage charges or not. No show is for check-in as a no-show purposes. And you can also assign folio numbers, preset those in case the guest is paying. You want to have a separate folio for room charges or food and beverage or any of those charges here. These are additional requests that you can add. So if the guest is requesting, let's say, rollaway bed, just double click, or you can use the arrows here. If they request the parking, you can. And this, or just double click to delete it. This, if they have a preset request, they will be here, and this one's selecting over here will be additional to the existing ones. If the guest if you want to change the guest information at this moment, there's a misspelling or something, you can just click on the yellow button for the guest name. Takes you back to the guest profile. Here you can actually change the information or select another guest. Or if this is a guest already on the system, but this is not the same person, it's a duplicate name, you can just click on add and create a new profile and select that one for this reservation. You have to be very careful on this guest because if the guest already has reservations, you don't want to and you're adding a new guest, you don't want to change the existing one. And making changes to one guest, because all the reservations are linked to that one profile, changes it in all of them. So that makes it actually very easy on the system. If someone has an updated phone number or email, you just change it on their profile and all the reservations attached to that guest are updated. Other options you have here is the daily schedule, which shows the schedule of each day for the room type, room, rate type. Any of this information here can be scheduled and changed daily. So here is the rates we already preset. You can change those. Again, you have the option to see what the system is suggesting. And also here, let's say on the 3rd, we selected a king room. We can change and select, let's say, another room type. Let's say we'll select the queen room. And also we can pre-assign the room if we wanted to. So right now, I just changed on the 6/3. We're going to select a queen room, and the following that is going back to a king room. And let's say we're going to pre-assign a room. Now we have a king room here. I can pick any of the rooms that's listed. And the next day, we can still use the same room. And then we're going to a queen room on the following day. So the guest will be in room 105, king room, and then they will switch to a queen room on the 3rd night to 207. And then probably going back to the same room or different room, that's however you want to assign it. If you don't click reboot consent, nothing is changed. Once this is done, the changes take effect. The other options here is you can instead of going through change booking and changing arrival departure days, you can just easily add to the beginning or to the end of the stay, or delete from the beginning or the end of the stay. So let's say if they're arriving a day earlier, now this adds it here, and we can choose a room type right from here. It requires a room type. And also if I wanted to extend another day, we could just add the date. And we just extended 2 nights, one at the beginning, one at the end. You can also delete, let's say, from the beginning or for the end. So we're going to select 531 and say delete row. So we just deleted 1 night from the stay. So this is a very good place to come if you want to quickly add a couple of days to the beginning, to the end, or delete those. You just cannot modify the middle dates. That you need to do going through change booking option here, which takes you back to this beginning page where you made this reservation. It's the same process that you select beginning, ending dates, group, company, all of that information. Okay, the other tab is a log on the system. Anything you do is recorded by the date, the time, and the user ID, the changes that appeared, and also the changes to the daily schedule if the rate or the room or any information on the schedule is changing. Here you have the general information of check-in date, check-out dates, and the user who performed the check-in or check-out. Also, there is a log of the emails. If the confirmation is emailed on what date, and if there are additional emails or cancellations, they will all be recorded over here. You have the option to email a confirmation right at the moment. This generates and will show you the email that's going to be sent to the guest, and it gets sent as a PDF attachment. And all you have to do here is click email. The email address is copied from the reservation. You can change it or add other emails to this, and you can also change or add to the message. Other emails are direct bill authorization, credit card authorization, and cancellation email. If this was a walk-in, since the reservation is made, we could just click on check-in and go through the check-in process. So this reservation is complete, and I'm gonna exit from here.